Hello, and welcome to your Daily Strength Coach podcast, episode 29, Coping with Tendinopathy of the Knee. Hello, and welcome to episode 29. It is Friday, the 14th of August, 2015, and I'm slightly pressed for time, if we're going to try to get this one around the 8-minute mark, so we're just going to hit on the money. I'm answering Adam, just lost it, Adam PF. Let's go previous read. Fuck me. Adam PF 26 commented, how about coping strategies for knee, quads, tendonitis? He left that at the end of episode 28, or Spiesorder 28. Might have to change the spelling of that. Right, so there are a few things you can do for tendonitis. Tendonitis is first and foremost a load issue normally. So normally it's due to the tendon not really coping with the amount of load being pressed on the knee. Now, load's a very spurious thing, and it's something that kind of annoys me when talking to physiotherapists. They're very non-specific when they say load. They say load is everything, so load can be... if you play sports, if you play five-a-side, 2 hours of that is load. Squatting, lunging, jumps, sprints, these are all loads that go through the joints. And what you get with tendonitis is you get you get a compromised... the tendon tissue becomes compromised and gets reduced amount of collagen fibers, or the collagen becomes lesser. I'm probably talking shit here as regards to actual mechanism, but basically reduced tendon tissue quality, and also responds in some like pain response. It can also can lead to like an inflammation response as well, which is very painful and is also chronic. So it takes a while for a tendonitis to build up. So it's not going to happen overnight. It's not an acute injury; it's a chronic injury. And chronic means it happens over time. So a knee tendinopathy will start to grumble. When it starts getting bad, it'll be a little bit achy, a little bit sore. Won't be massively painful. You'll notice it maybe in the context of lifting. It's what we're talking here. You'll probably notice it when you start to, like if you're a powerlifter, you start using it. Notice it when you start warming up for your squats as a weightlifter. Same sort of deal. You start going through your initial movements, maybe your body weight squats or your overhead squats and your warm-up, you'll start to notice your knees aching. Now, it can be, obviously there's different tendinous structures around the knee, and it can be various different parts of the knee that can grumble. A very common one we get in the athletes that I deal with is patella tendinopathy. That's because they do a lot of running, a lot of jumping, a lot of sidestepping, and it tends to be reasonably common amongst the more kind of dynamic players who do a lot of who cover a lot of distance in game, but also do a lot of like dynamic speed work, do a lot of various like jumps, cleans, all the like. Is a very common problem with them. So there are a number of things you can do. First and foremost, probably the most if it's quite bad, like if it's quite far on, if it's a really painful tendinopathy, like I had a tendinopathy in my glute, which got to the point where I just needed to be load managed, and that's to say, if you're doing 3 squat sessions in a week, you could possibly go down to 1, or if you do 75 reps in a week in your squats and your leg assistants, you could go down to like 15, say like a third, basically strip back to 30% volume. If it's really bad, or if it's real bad, then just stop altogether. You might need to give like a month of total rest, just to like let the symptoms subside and give it a chance to settle down. That's kind of a pain management strategy. Once the pain's got better, if it's quite far on, and you regain function, pain-free function, then you need to start looking at strengthening up or doing some training to encourage the tendon to either strengthen or to encourage collagen fiber growth or collagen fiber density within the tendon, which will ultimately lead to more pain-free training. And this is a strategy I'll cover at the end. So the first thing is pain management via rest. The next thing can be pain management during the session. So for this, you can get compression helps. So knee sleeves, I don't know if you already use them, light knee wraps. These can all help. Flossing with the voodoo bands. These will all help with coping strategies. Also release of certain areas. So sometimes release of piriformis, release of the ITB band, release of the top of the quads via foam roll, and these can all help with symptoms, which will help you get on with your training, provided it's not too bad. So like those are other pain strategies, like acute massage around trigger point areas can help. Compression can help of any kind. Flossing can help. Other ways of handling, anti-inflammatories, ibuprofen. These are strategies that maybe if you've got a comp coming up or you need to kind of get through your training, you could maybe look at the inflammatory or the anti-inflammatories. If you don't have a comp coming up or you train as a hobby, this is not a strategy I recommend. But if you do have a comp coming up or you need to get through a period of training, then anti-inflammatories can help. And over-the-counter ibuprofen is probably the easiest one to get your hands on. But that's not a strategy that I would probably recommend for most people. Next strategy is some kind of activation work. So for the knee, we're talking about specifically single leg pressing. It's a very good one, and it'll activate the muscles of the quadricep. You'll notice this straight away if you do it's a good protocol, like 3 sets of 10 on each leg with a pretty heavy weight. Will help kind of switch on all the muscles of the quad. You should feel a lot better when you start. Also, activation work of the glute can also help. That's more of a low back kind of issue. You may find it helps with your quad, although it's fairly unlikely that it will. So warm-up drills, activation drills, a good slow, steady warm-up, making sure you're good and warm, so like a spin or some kind of pulse-raising activity, which most lifters probably won't do in their training. A bike would be quite good for a knee because it encourages very good range, nice, not reasonably passive, slightly active range, and you can start off slow and build into it. A good warm-up might be to start off with your activation work. So 3 sets of 10 each side with the leg press. Chuck your knee sleeves on or chuck your light wraps on. Maybe go and do your jump on a bike, 10-minute spin, sitting at about 70% of your heart rate max. Do after 10 minutes, raise your core temperature, and then perform a dynamic stretch or before some dynamic squat specific warm up or a clean specific warm up or a snatch specific warm up. Excuse me. Just to encourage movement among the knee. Take as much time as you need to make that movement pain free, and then when that movement's pain free, then you can begin your session and warm up slowly. Don't just whack on the weight, because you'll need time to customize to take the load through the knee. So if you're warming up to a 200 kilo squat, then do it in minimum jumps of 20 kilos. So start at 60, 80, 100, 120, so on and so forth. Plenty of time. There's no rush to get through the session with the kind of a tendinopathy. So those are kind of management issues you can do for them. Also, stay active. Don't sit down for a long time is a terrible idea for any tendinopathy. Don't sit, if you work an office job, don't sit down at the desk for 10-20 minutes at a time. Make sure you're getting up, moving around every 15-20 minutes. Try not to drive for long spikes if you can. Again, lying down is not too bad. Also, if you have access to a swimming pool, it's a good idea to unload. So 2-3 swimming sessions in a week can also help with load management. Just a chance to give the knee a rest. Make sure you're resting properly, all that crap. So all those are coping strategies. There is one training program you can look at. It's called heavy slow resistance training. We use this for our patella tendinopathies. It's a 15-week program. It's 3 sessions a week. It involves 3 heavy quad dominant movements. So we would normally use a box squat, a leg press, ideally a hack squat. If you haven't got a hack squat, do single leg press. You start off with 4 sets of 15. First week, 4 sets of 10 for 3 weeks. 4 sets of 8 for 3 weeks. And then it goes 4 sets of 6 for 2 weeks. That's basically as heavy as you can do in that rep range. And the tempo is 3 seconds up, 3 seconds down. If you search on Google Scholar for heavy slow resistance training and knee tendinopathy, it'll pop up, or more specifically patellofemoral tendinopathy. Heavy eccentric work has been shown to help with the symptoms, but the only training program that's been shown to actually encourage increased collagen fiber density and thus help with tendon health is the heavy slow resistance training. It's the strategy that we use with our athletes who have patellofemoral tendinopathy issues. Worth looking out for knee pain. Right, so I've got to shoot here. Hope that's answered your question. Any more comments, questions, leave them below in the comments section. Shoot me an email, speedpowerperformance@gmail.com. Check out the website, castironstrength.com. Online strength coach is in the works. Will be coming at some stage this year. We've got some different things on the works. I've got a shell of a website up if you want to have a look at the website or the shell. www.onlinestrengthcoach.com. Check it out. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Until next week, this is Mark signing out. Hope you enjoy your weekend, and hope that patellofemoral pain goes away because it is a bitch. Bye.